Hey, what's up guys? This is Game on Cloud 9 here, and today we'll be discussing the difference between animation and art style. Now, this will be a fairly quick video, but before I jump straight into it, I do want to mention how I came up with this video topic. Now, if you've watched Dragon Ball Super, then you're no stranger to the biggest criticism that is received, which is the animation and how the animation looks and how unenjoyable some of the fights can be with the animation errors. And honestly, I can agree with people on that. But this isn't going to be a video to just discuss like the animation is super, but I think it's very important to mention it because it's one of the most classic examples of animation problems in more modern day. Now, when I break down the difference between animation and art style, I think I need to give you guys a definition of what it means to animate something. Now, if I were to just take the straight textbook definition for it, it actually would be the appearance of movement. So in order to basically see something be animated or to animate something, something has to be shown in motion. You're getting something in motion. When it comes to art style is just the appearance of how something looks. So for example, every anime out there that you guys watch has its own style. Well, for the most part, they all have their own style. Now, some of them are starting to look a little bit more alike in more modern day, but I'll get to that a little bit later. I think it's very common that people use the terminology to when they mean one thing very often. For example, I've seen some people complain about the new art style for Dragon Ball Super the movie. Now, Dragon Ball Super the anime is of course done for now, so it seems like it ended in March. But the anime for the movie looks like it actually does have, different animation. Like they have different character designs. The characters are going to look a little bit different. If you notice, the way the coloring is for the anime is quite different as well for the movie. And it's not an uncommon thing that you'll see this be done for movies where maybe the animation style is a little bit different because one, there's a higher budget for the movie than it would be for the series, and then of course two, they have more time to be able to work on it. But when you get an animation or when you actually animate something, animation requires a certain type of character design or character designs that are very friendly to being able to move and to be able to show something be very fluid. And I think sometimes because some people don't like maybe the style of something, say for example One Piece. I know plenty of people who do not like the way that One Piece characters look. And that when they refer to the One Piece anime, they'll say, I don't like the animation. Now, don't get me wrong. If we were to talk about animation studios like Toei Animation is probably notorious for having shows that maybe don't have the best animation to it. But the reason for that, in the case of One Piece, if you look at it, One Piece is a long-running series. Look how many episodes One Piece has. Dragon Ball Super is a long-running series. So they have to be able to create character concepts and character designs that are very friendly and easy for them to manipulate. Now, you may be wondering, what do you mean creating character designs or character concepts? Like, these are characters that, of course, Oda created if it's One Piece, or Akira Toriyama created if it's Dragon Ball. But when you're getting something animated, they do have to tweak the designs a little bit. If you look at, like, something straight from the manga versus straight, like, off of the anime, and you put them side by side, they are a bit different. The Naruto that Kishimoto draws looks a little bit different for Naruto than it does in the Naruto Shippuden. A little bit different. Like if you actually look at Boruto, the characters, in my opinion, their eyes look very spread out, versus the way, like, let's say Kishimoto would draw it or something. Or if you, let's say, take an example with like My Hero Academia, I'm sure that there's key differences in terms of how the author draws it for that versus the way that the show is actually animated. Now, of course, they try to keep it very close. You don't want it to be drastically different, but there is a difference in how the characters look because they have to be easy for them to be able to move and replicate. And Nowadays, animation is used typically through, of course, maybe drawing on a tablet, or just everything's done digitally. Versus back in the day, things were done usually by hand. Now, just a little piece of knowledge for you guys, because I'm not sure if a lot of you guys know this. Just want to drop a fact on you really quick. Your average episode costs maybe like around like 100,000 to 300,000. It varies depending on what's going on in the episode, but your average 13 episode anime season is around $2 million. Just consider that. Now look at a show like Dragon Ball Super and look at the animation for it. The reason why the animation for Dragon Ball Super or One Piece drops to the extent that it does is because they are long-running shows. If you notice, nowadays you don't really get long-running animes like you used to. Where you would get like 100, 200 episodes. And I know you're getting ready to say, but Cloud9, what are you talking about? We still do have long-running shows. Look at Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Ray, or look at like My Hero Academia, shows like that. Like, they've been going on and they're going on. But if you notice the way that they're doing that, they're not doing it as a straight run, like giving you like 100 to 200 episodes like Dragon Ball Super, where it's every single week. Because that's how they used to do things, like, let's say, back in the 90s or the 80s. But nowadays, they're doing it more seasonally. They're doing the 12, 13 episode seasons because then the budget can be better. Then they can delegate more funds to certain episodes. A lot of times now, like studios like Toei Animation, when they put out shows like One Piece or when they put out shows like Dragon Ball Super and they go on for X amount of years or X amount of time, and those episodes aren't always animated by Toei Animation, believe it or not. A lot of times, in order to save money and save on cost, they may delegate these episodes to other animation studios that contracted with them, other freelancers that will work on the episode. So that's why sometimes you'll get different animators, or sometimes in the case of Dragon Ball Super, maybe the plot line doesn't seem as linear. It seems like certain plot lines were dropped because you have different teams working on it and refining the episode. So it's not always the same team. It's not always, in the case of Naruto, I know that used to happen quite often actually, that Studio Period would have different contracted animators or like for freelancers that would work on those episodes, and that's why they would turn out the way they were. Now, nothing against the animators, because if you ever look up to see how much animators get paid, they don't get paid crap. I mean, seriously, I'm gonna have to give you guys a video one day talking about the amount that animators actually get paid. If you want to look it up, you can, but it's disgraceful. It's terrible. I mean, it's like below minimum wage. These are like slave wages, seriously. But when it comes to stories like going back to like the long running stories, that's why you don't have a lot of those long run on stories like you used to, and they're more of a seasonal thing now. Which, to be honest with you, I prefer if it means that they're gonna pump out better quality stuff. If it means that we're not going to get the same animation frames over and over again. Because if you didn't know, animation takes a long time to do. I mean, I know animators that have been trying to work on their own projects for years, and I mean, they may only have a couple minutes done of their first episode because there's so much to the process. Think about it. You're having to show the flow of movement for every action that character takes. Yes, you can take little shortcuts, but you're showing that, which is why you're getting animation stills thrown over and over again. And that's kind of what the difference between animation and art style. Like, if you look at it, if you're doing, let's say, for, like, if you're creating a manga, you have to show the art style, or you have to show a drawing, a sketch of the character. But whatever you draw of the sketch of that character, that is a part of your art style. In the 90s, the most common anime trope was probably big eyes and fancy hair. But nowadays, shows like Ai Tenchi Muyo pretty much look like Sword Art Online. But unless you know how the characters flow and how the characters move, you can't really judge its animation. Everything else is simply art style. Anyway, guys, I know it wasn't as short as I said it was going to be, but I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know down in the comment section below. I'm sure most of you guys already knew the difference, but I figured I'd weigh in, and I figured that for those who maybe wanted a little bit more elaboration on what the difference was, that this might be informative for them. Also, YouTube has a new thing where if you don't hit the bell, then you don't get any notifications. So go ahead and hit the bell down below if you've never hit the bell before. Also, if you're a new subscriber, welcome. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and check out some of the other content I have on my channel and hit subscribe if you like what we have here. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you guys for watching. See you later.